It's gonna sound crazy, but we're doing another arrow a row game. I thought that the first video was gonna be a one-off, but it turns out the game is a lot more fun than I thought it would be. And even though the first video was only just a single clear, like I said at the end of that video, I ended up playing a bit more. And when you get like proper builds going, it's actually really fun. So today we're gonna go for, as you can see here, the red bow, and we're gonna try and go all in on the arrow build. I'm gonna work on some achievements as well, because some of the achievements include having a high arrow damage, I think over 200 arrow damage, as well as having a lot of arrows at the same time. The game shines once you beat the boss and you get the ring, where you've probably seen it at the end of the last video, but the ring essentially, it gives you a special buff, or one of three options. You either get, well actually 4 options. You can get double sword count, double your arrow count, double your pet count, or double your health. We're going for double enemies here as well, speaking of doubles. But it really shines when you put everything into one basket. So you either go all in on pets, and then you get that pet ring at the end, and everything just goes and it skyrockets in the amount of stuff that you can do. And I was joking in the other video about saying, oh, I'm sure I'm going to start doing tier lists about, oh, this is the best thing you can build, these are the best items and stuff like that. And unironically, after that video, 2 of my friends and I, we actually started talking about that. We were like, oh, you know, the dragon's actually so good. And the arrows, they're great at the start, but they fall off towards the end because the swords, that's where they start to shine. We'll see now if the arrows do well, because like I said, this is going to be an all arrow build. Speaking of arrows, so the 3 buffs you can get, arrow frequency, arrow distance, and arrow speed. Distance is nice, but distance is only nice up to a certain point, because eventually you get to shoot all the way to the end of the screen, and any further distance doesn't really help out that much. I'm not the only one in the arrow craze there, with a friend there also firing up the game. I wonder if he's also going to go for an arrow ball. But as you can see there, yeah, the swords are very nice in that they lock onto stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and I could reroll here. In fact, I will reroll. Because I bought out everything from the store, I have 812 coins, so I have plenty of currency left to reroll here. The one kind of sad thing that I don't like about going for the red build here is that you get the red bow and the red sword. The red sword, unfortunately, even though it does increase sword damage, it does increase the cooldown, which in theory you can counteract that if you get enough of the why are there no bows? Oh, okay, there it is. You can counteract that if you get enough sword cooldown, but I kind of wish that that wasn't the thing, right? You just had constantly more and more swords. Because in my head, if you have them come up more often, that's better than having them do more damage. But I think that's why, if I'm going to go with the red bow, I'm going to focus on the damage. If I'm going to go for a sword build, I might do that when I have the blue path. The blue path has the blue bow, of course, and the blue sword, which both are all about frequency. So you shoot arrows more often, you shoot swords more often, or they come back more often rather. And you know what? I'm gonna invest in the cape, because when we got that 3-star bow, it actually did increase our arrow speed, and of course arrow speed does get transferred to arrow damage. And right now I'm grabbing some of these distances because the health isn't really that great, especially early on where it's only like 50 health. But later on though, I will be prioritizing health, because I think I may need to start face tanking some stuff here. Like that arrow that I probably could have dodged. And there we go, there's our 4-star bow. And I didn't realize this, but there's obviously, you saw there were 1, 2, 3, and 4 stars. Initially I thought, oh, once you get 4 stars, that's the max. No. You can go beyond the 4 stars. That's just the quality of the upgrade that you get. It can still go beyond 4 stars. As you can see in the top right hand corner right now, our bow is at a number 4. If we get another bow, that will continue to go up. I think the most genuine example of that is when you get pets. But let's see though. I think we're still safe that we don't need to get that damage reduction belt yet, although it would be nice. I'm gonna go for some crit, because if we can get this bow to shoot frequently enough and have it do enough damage, the crits are actually going to stack up. And because we're going all in on the bow, we're going to be shooting a lot of arrows, so that's going to be our main source of damage. It can also be a main source of healing too. Got the arrow speed as well. And it's nice, I think in my opinion, the bow is nice because a lot of the items are leaning towards the bow. There aren't many items, in fact there are no items that benefit the sword. Everything is the arrow transfers, speed, the lifesteals from the arrows only, the arrows pierce and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and increase the speed even more. Or increase the damage transfer from speed, sorry, my bad. Also, hang on, let me quickly pause, because I think the audio is a bit slightly loud. Let me lower that a tad bit. And let's carry on. Let's see, sword cooldown as well, I'll pick that up. I think, honestly, keeping the swords, like not even upgrading the sword at all, is the play here. So we can keep the frequency at a decent pace. And you know what, let's... We got close to hitting that dragon there, but I think, you know what, I'm going all in. Like I said at the start, I'm going to go all in the bow. I will have to, I think, start at some point transitioning to picking up some of the other stuff, but I think at least with the cape, I'm glad to know that that still contributes to damage. You know, the best defense is a good offense, after all. I won't have to worry about having to heal or taking damage if I can just kill them first, as you can see right there. Yeah, let's just go all in on the cape there, actually. More damage, after all. Arrow frequency +2 is very nice, as well as another arrow frequency from that enemy drop as well. And another arrow frequency +2. This is great. I will try and go for damage as well, because I don't have the achievement for having arrows do over 200 damage, I think. It would be nice. And I think right here is where we can start investing in some more lifesteal. I unfortunately had to dodge that guy, because we're not going to be able to take him out. And, I'm going to sound dumb. Another thing I need to get better at is I need to get better at shooting preemptively the enemies up top there. Because I guess that's one of the benefits of having horizontal speed, is that you can strafe over, because when you do have to strafe to pick up a certain item or go through a gate, you do technically lose some damage as your arrows miss. And with this red bow, where you aren't shooting as frequently, any arrow you miss is significantly more hindering than in other scenarios. And you know what, let's reroll and get some crit shots actually. So far, so good. We haven't had to run into too many enemies head on to tank the damage. But I'm a bit worried about how things will go, so... Well, now, things are okay, and I think we do have enough health to tank this dragon at least, but we are going to eat its head on, and we do take a lot of damage, so let me actually try and reroll for some health. Speaking of... And honestly, since we made it past the final dragon, we should be good to go, and just as long as we can get to this boss, because we don't have to worry about face tanking a big dragon or anything, so as long as we can outmaneuver that boss, we should be good. And I think after that is where everything comes into play, where we can reroll to get a double arrow ring. And I'm just gonna dodge that other enemy there. Let's go for some lifesteal as well. I imagine as well with the double arrows, with how damaging these arrows are, we're gonna heal even more, which is actually gonna be very nice. Let me just pick some extra health up just in case though. And let me dodge that guy. I don't even think I dodged him. Oh well, that's fine though. And let's pick up some extra lifesteal. Right now I'm just gonna try and survive until we get up to the boss. And then that is where things will get interesting. Go through that as well. This should be the last little mini boss and then the big bad boy. Let's pick up health just in case to be safe. And I think we have enough health that we can tank like one hit or so from the sword. If for some reason we can't dodge. But I mean, I've gone up against that boss a number of times and we have 10,000 health now. We should be pretty good now. Let's check out that extra enemy just for safety's sake, I suppose. And here we go. It does feel a bit odd not having a whole swarm of dogs and dragons like in my previous runs. But that does mean that this is going to be rather slow in terms of taking out this boss. Dodge that. I am assuming that that is a random attack, like he randomly decides to swing the sword to shoot out the 3 obstacles, or how many slams he does. But there we go. And let's see, sword count, pit count, health count. All 3 options that we do not want. And there we go. Oh, arrow count or arrow damage, actually. Now that I think about that, that's actually a bit of a conundrum here. I think I will go for the arrow count though. Because in my mind, more arrows, more damage, which is the same thing. But I guess it means more chances for crits in case the one arrow doesn't crit. I assume that the individual arrows can crit. But now that we're starting to actually face tank these enemies, let's get some damage reduction. I don't mind even face tanking these small enemies because I'm assuming any health pickups we do get will slowly recuperate the health as soon as we upgrade our damage reduction belt. Let's see though. More crits, why not? Now I think the items though, so like the crit belt, the lifesteal, those do cap out at 4. It is the bows and it's essentially the weapons that cap out, or that don't have a cap. Honestly, let's grab the Pierce for now. Because we are running into scenarios where actually, yeah, you can see it right here. We are shooting multiple things at once when they do line up. When the next one appears in the next section, I suppose. So having Pierce damage, that does actually help out a lot. The one thing that sucks is I can't see my health, because I know for a fact I took damage from this dragon, but I'm going to assume that we're safe enough that I can try and go for reduced impact damage. Yeah, we have 20,000 health. We're fine, we're fine. Frequency here. Arrow frequency +4. Ooh, you love to see that. Yeah, our damage is getting there. Another bow upgrade. I'll take that instead of the damage reduction. Thank you very much. Honestly, I'm picking up so many arrow distances mainly because my brain just goes, ooh, orange is arrow. I'm going to pick that one up. Even though it's arrow distance, which doesn't really matter right now. Let's pick up the Pierce one. But technically speaking, I should be going for stuff like the horizontal speed, if arrow distance is the only other option. But I think though, oh sorry, no, arrow distance, yeah. I think I said that, right? I don't know. But I don't mind it. I'll take it either way. Right, let's get the last level of impact reduction. But yeah, I think we have been gaining so much health just from the health pickups as well as the lifesteal. The lifesteal is actually doing so much. If you look, we're healing about, I'm trying to look there, triple digits, between 80 or so and 100 and something. And I think when we crit, the crit is also healing us by a lot. So that is giving us a lot of health back. Now, in that previous run or the end of that run where I showed all of the dragons, my high score was about, I think, 5,000 something, so I beat the boss 3 times? The final boss 3 times? We'll see how high up I can get in this run. Honestly, getting health might not be that bad of an idea here, just getting more health to soak up damage. But I'm gonna go all out on the bow, like I said. I don't need health if I can just kill everything. And oh, there's an achievement, get 8 red bow buffs. I'll have to do another run where I go for 8 sword buffs. I'm curious to see though if, because like I said, I've been shit-talking the sword, saying, oh, the extra cooldown, it's so bad, oh, it's horrible. But I'm curious to see how that will actually turn out. And yeah, now we're up to 70,000. I haven't picked up any health pickups, by the way, or at least I don't think I have. So that's 70,000. That's mostly from lifesteal, honestly. And actually, now that I think about it, maybe distance does matter, because I feel like I was hitting this boss before we even saw it on screen. So maybe if you get enough distance, maybe you can actually hit things from before you even see them, which would be very nice. Yeah, let's just go more arrow damage. Let's have a look and see. I'm not healing now. Yeah, I'm healing when I'm not even hitting anything, or nothing is in this lane. So I actually think that distance does go beyond the screen, like what you can see, which is actually, that changes so much. Because you could see I was on the right lane there, and there was no enemies in front of me. The enemy was on the left lane, so I must have been hitting the dragon before it even appeared on the screen. In that case, Pierce might be pretty good, because I might be piercing through this enemy on the left here to enemies way up ahead that I'm not even seeing. So let me grab that. And we're about to reach 10k health. Oh my goodness. Can afford to take quite a few hits. And even then, enemies are melting in front of us. Another bow. Thanks very much. 11 bow upgrades. Oh my goodness. Speed. Honestly, do we go for another? I'm curious though. Since we have 2 arrows right now, if we pick up another ring that has double arrows, will that go to 4 arrows? Because that would be very funny to see. 4 arrows, 4 times the chance for crits. This turns into a shotgun essentially, which is what ironically, what the other bows are supposed to be for. The purple bow gives you a spread shot right from the get-go, and the blue bow gives you a spread shot once you level it up a few times. Alright, up to 14,000. Oh no, oh, I almost read that. I thought it was 14,000. We're at 150,000 almost. I completely misread that. Quarter shot. There's 200 damage on our bow. And as you can see, yeah, this is just melting this guy. I'm seeing 873 crits. Oh my goodness. You can honestly just stand here and take that damage, yeah. Arrow count. Yeah, I'm gonna go for arrow count. But then again, it would be funny to see a big number. One big number with arrow damage as opposed to many smaller but equally big number with arrow count. So let me try and go for a gold 50. Wow, that's a very measly ring compared to everything else. We get an arrow damage. I'm sure there's arrow damage. Let's go for that. I was expecting me to fire this up and go like, oh, it's gonna be another 20-minute run like that other video. But with this build, I think this might be a lot more than a 20-minute run. I killed the boss before it even appeared on the screen. Oh my goodness, hang on a second. Maybe, am I about to set a world record? I don't know. I'll have to go and look after this. But arrow damage is definitely the play though. And yeah, the arrows must be melting them from far away, unless we're doing that much damage, but do I go greedy and go for double enemies? We have everything upgraded, so all of our items are upgraded. So it's only weapon buffs that we can get right now. I'm gonna be cheeky. I'm feeling confident in our damage. And if it's not in the damage, I'm feeling confident in our health regeneration. Oh my goodness, yeah, the double enemies are great. Then again though, there is an argument to be made that just re-rolling to get the guaranteed plus 10 damage might be better. Because you don't know if you will be getting, like you can see here, sword counts as opposed to arrow boosts with the double rewards. And yeah, these are going all the way. Oh my goodness. Honestly, the biggest revelation here isn't that the bows are good, it's that apparently arrow distance is more than just what you see on your screen right now. It also, yeah, also the swords as well. I didn't realize the swords also, when you get them far enough, they are already shooting before enemies appear on screen as well. So I guess that is also a revelation. More bow damage. Well, damn, like I said, now I'm kind of dumbfounded. I was expecting this to be a short little video. I need to have a look and see what the world record is now. I imagine though, as things progress, they will get exponentially more HP, because I mean that's the only way they can make things harder, right? They just make the numbers bigger to try and outscale us. But with how much damage we're doing, honestly, I don't think that's much of an issue. I want to see how much our crits are doing, but everything is dying too fast for me to be able to see. Okay, let's have a look here. I think I'm seeing like 1,000 damage being done. Yeah, I saw a 2,300 damage, and I don't think that was a crit, because I saw that was a regular orange number and not a big red number. Let's pick up another bow. I might actually unintentionally also pick up the, I think, what is it, 120 sword achievement, because of just how long this run is going, so how many swords are accumulated over time. I might actually end up getting all of the achievements in this run. Uh-oh. Well, at least all of the red bow achievements. I do need to do separate runs for the purple and the blue bow. Actually, Do we try and double dip? Do we try and start picking up the sword? The sword stuff. You know what? I'm gonna do it. Honestly, I don't think that the minus... Actually, whoa. Yeah, these swords are coming back pretty fast because I think we've accumulated so many sword cooldown reductions that it kind of cancels out any negative effect that the increased cooldown would have had. Like, yeah, sword cooldown plus another 20, but with how much reduction we have, it's still coming back pretty fast. And we do have the damage achievement, so we can start stacking up health. But again, honestly, just picking up damage is more than enough. And now we get a max sword. So I know obviously there will be, like how there was the achievement for getting 8, what is it called? 8 bow buffs, there will be an achievement for getting 8 sword buffs too. We're at 500,000 health right now, let's see. Yeah, 1,931 for our crits, I just noticed there. Which is kind of wild. Now I'm just wondering, what was I doing in the first couple of rounds that I was struggling so much? Now this looks like a piece of cake. Maybe I just wasn't investing. I think that was the issue. I wasn't investing all in one item. Because with how the rings at the end, they focus only on doubling up one aspect. So either swords only, pets only, or arrows only. It is very much wanting you to do one thing and then you just multiply that to exponentially increase stuff. Whereas if you spread everything out thin, you know, pick up a sword, pick up a bow, pick up a dog along the way, it does sort of make things a little bit dicier. But I think, yeah, like I said, the sword, and focusing on the sword also is very nice because all of the items, they all count towards increasing bow damage. Speaking of bow damage, like the, what is it called? The cape increasing bow damage, I said this earlier, the cape increases bow damage, lifesteal only applies to bow, or arrows rather, I suppose. Your arrows pierce, your, that's it actually, oh, your arrows crit as well. Let's reroll to get that sword. And I think even with our rerolls, like these two gold coin rerolls and the 20 gold coin rerolls, which are for the boss reward for the gold rings, we are still net positive. So this is still, in the end, we are still earning coins. At this point, honestly, I'm tempted to just leave this AFK and see how far it goes by itself. Like, just park myself in one lane and we see how well it does. Because if we position ourselves close enough to the center, we do still hit the main enemy boss. And if I'm not mistaken, that should be... Yep, there is the 8 red swords. That's all. 2 birds, 1 stone. You'll have to see it. I was planning on doing a sword build. Oh well. Maybe I'll do a sword build for the blue path. Because I think that might be a bit cooler since that already has a negative cooldown reduction in swords. So that is very much a hail of blades, if you will. Even though right now it looks like a hail of blades. But let's go ahead and grab... Let's get back to focusing on the bow then. Once we have we've gotten our achievement. All is well now. Like also, I think, well, I didn't mention it, but in that previous big boss fight, we actually killed the boss before it even got to swing its sword at us. Like it was in its wind-up animation, but then we killed it before it could do anything. So there's a very real possibility I can just AFK and win. Which is honestly, as much as I want to keep on talking, my mom did just bring me my dinner. I have some chicken wraps that she made. So I might honestly do that. You can enjoy the rest of the run while I eat my dinner, if you don't mind. I'll probably chip in every now and then with some comments, but... Well, actually, now that I think about it, if this is a world record run, I do kind of want to baby it to make sure that it is the best possible thing it could be. Let's go over and grab that. But I'll be focusing on eating for now, so just enjoy the ADHD zoomer gameplay, I suppose. And also, more importantly, the vine booms every time I pick up a chest, which I completely forgot about until now. Honestly, with how much damage I'm dealing, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm like healing more than if I would have like ran into them, if you know what I mean. Like I'm essentially absorbing all of their health back. I mean, yeah, I just saw a 1,700 health heal, so I'm assuming that was some crit or something. I'm seeing 2,000s. Yeah, I'm healing more health back from overkill damage, I think, from killing them. Actually, no, they have like 30,000 health. Maybe I'm speaking a bit too soon here, actually. I mean, we do have, I think, what is that? 1.5 million HP? That is indeed 1.4 million HP. Okay, let's see. If I stand still, these fireballs do kind of do a little bit of damage there. How much does the sword do? 149. Honestly, I think we can get away with standing still. If we could go wild and go double health. Instead, I'm gonna go for double arrow damage. Because maybe if we can get our health up high enough and we double it then afterwards, once we have like 2 million health, that is when we do the double, and that is when we get the big bang. The big bang being the big bang for your buck, I suppose. You know what, let's go for double enemies. Double enemies means more health to steal from people when we kill them. Oh my goodness, this might actually be the play. Maybe the double enemies are the play. But here's the thing though. I'm wondering if there is a limit to the double enemies as well. Because there is, I mean, there's a number 4 there in the top right hand corner. We'll see here. We get... we do still get double enemies, and we do get the over 120 sword, so there's a sword build as well. And we're about to near 2 million HP, oh my goodness. Alright, it's back to me eating my dinner and watching the Zoomer escapades. It does suck that... Hang on, let me see if I can control the left and right movement with my mouse as well. Okay, no. That was unfortunate, because I have to take my hand off the arrow keys to click a reward every now and then. I am seeing 10,000 damage crits, which is wild. Wait a minute, hang on a second. These enemies starting to get difficult to kill, or was it just that was was that just because I wasn't lined up with them? Hopefully it's the latter. The boss had negative health for a second there. I was doing so much damage, the boss had negative health. Alright, now we go arrow count. Now we have 4 arrows. Oh my goodness. We might get another achievement. I think there's an achievement for having a certain number of arrows on screen at one time. Which, I feel like you should be getting that with the multi-shot bow. But if we get enough double arrows, we might be able to get that here. I also like that every now and then when you do hear the bow, it sounds almost like a laser blaster. This is a much better audio experience compared to when I used those dragons, because the dragons roaring, with how many dragons I had at that point, it kind of messed up the audio quite a lot. But also visually was quite a mess, so I'm glad I can at least 1, hear myself, and 2, see my health, which is kind of important. Although I don't feel like it's important now when I have this much, but still, at least I know when I might be in danger. Oh, hang on a second. I just ran into a boss there. Well, did I? I honestly can't tell because I have so much health. I might be getting into a bit of a dangerous territory here. Well, not with that guy, but the dragon at least. Then again, if it does look like we're getting dicey, we can always use the crutch of getting the double health ring at the end of this boss run. So out of curiosity, let me just see. We are actually taking quite a bit of health now, so maybe we do pick up some health here. Because things are actually, yeah, starting to become quite healthy. They have what, 500,000 health now? Right? That big boss has 1 million. Oh, and his arrows or the sword that he's shooting out at us actually doing quite a bit of damage. I say quite a bit of damage, but what I mean to say is we're down from, what is it, from 4 million? We're down from 5 million down to 4 million now. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of damage. Honestly, with how close we are, if I can get to 5 million off of this boss fight alone, I might just get the double health ring just for memes to see 10 million. Get an extra digit in there. I think we are gonna, yeah, we do have 5 million, so as long as we don't lose too much health from hits here, we could go and get, oh, that was a lot of damage. We could get 10 million health. It's not exactly the right amount, but you know what? Let's go for arrow count for now. Oh, you know what would be amazing? If we could get arrow count high enough that it becomes an actual shotgun and we can just stay in the middle here and hit anything. No matter which side it's on, left or right path. Yeah, honestly, these swords that get shot at us from these bosses, I think they are actually starting to do a bit of damage here. If I line myself up just to the side of the middle here. Oh, yeah. Our health dropped for a split second there. Our health dropped down to like 3 million-ish, so we can easily get 1 million back up from that health pickup. But yeah, those swords though, those are going to be the killers, I think. So I don't think AFKing down the middle will be too effective when it's mainly these, those swords that they shoot at you. I mean, we were at 7 million earlier, now we're down to 5 million only, so we are, technically speaking, taking some damage over time. Mainly from these big boys, so let me honestly heal up. Yeah, we healed up 200,000 from that, or 2 million I think rather. 2 million from that health pickup, and we were at 5 million, so that must mean we took like 3 million, or we had 3 million health only. What I might need to do is I might need to start strategically avoiding some enemies. Preserve my health. At least use them for health sponges to heal up and move on. Like these big guys, I don't think I'm gonna be able to take them out, so maybe focus on these small ones only. We're gonna heal up 2.4 million, so we're at 6 million. That means that we had about 3.5 million after taking that hit. Honestly, at this point, I think building up enough health and then our source of oh, do we die here? Oh, okay. Our source of health or source of damage can just be getting the double damage final boss rings. We need to start playing a little bit safe here. Especially here. Honestly, I just try to face tank that guy and dodge it, but there are no more dragons, so we should be kind of safe. What is that? 1, 2, 3. I think they have 24 million HP now, those enemies. Well, they're double-digit millions, at least from what I saw. But here's where honestly, here's where we heal up a lot. And then we get the double, what's it called? We'll get the double damage. Flash. Ooh, I took a hit there, unfortunately. We did lose about like what, 150 million? Or 1.5 million, I think? I'm a bit sad that there's no like comma to denote spaces between stuff. Let's go arrow damage times 2. Hopefully this will help us out here now. Yeah, things are in now pretty easily. At least for little grunts like that. I think the big issue is still those big guys, not the dragons, but the big guys that shoot the swords at you. How fast they come at you, it's kind of scary. Uh-oh, uh-oh. I think this might be it. Oh, that was it. I saw us go down to 1 million and I saw, oh, that's it. That's it. But honestly, that was a lot better than I was expecting. From what I thought was just to be a simple little 20-minute run, ended up being a 48-minute run. Oh my goodness. Okay, maybe going all out on arrows is a pretty good strategy. If anything, now I'm more excited to see what happens if I go for an all sword bolt or something next time. If there is a next time, maybe I'll see. Unfortunately though, I don't think this is a world record. Pretty damn high score though. So until next time though, hopefully you enjoyed this. Bye bye.